Hello guys, Lincoln here, and yesterday we had the Day the Heart Stopped Beating event. This is on the merged server, the 12 oldest servers together. So was a lot of activity. We had 6 guilds that entered the leaderboard, and there were actually 3 of them that was really close to each other, so it was kind of fun to see. Basically, we had to fight an entire day, so 24 hours of grinding that takes on your head, but at least it's done now. There was a fight between War, MVI, and DGM, and War went out as the first runner-up on this event with 450,000 event points, MVI second, and DGIM third with around 360k and 330k. And then we had 3 more, XII, AM, and Ash, and I'm in the guild AM. And during these fights, we basically saw the same thing over and over and over again. When it comes to these PvP fights, there are just a few here that's so much stronger than the rest, and you actually see this team now from our opponent Hamsta, but the monster is actually Cole that will come after this one. And that's Fangrim and Magla. These are the 2 key components together with Lacroix. Then you're basically set. Many are using Nicole Lambda together with this team setup, just as I do. And actually this team setup with Bishop as well, that's what I'm using. Works very, very well. But I have seen a couple of other versions of this. A lot are using Ulfuria as well. She is really strong. Together with this composer, works fine. Daeva is actually strong as well, since you want the range when you're using Fangrim. And Cole, he actually uses Alfred in his team setup, since it's actually a range hero and will actually use a lot of abilities to help your team as well. And if you just keep looking at this guy, and you will see how the entire our teams are just melting when he's fighting. So basically, this is what you need. You need Fangrim, you need Nicole. No, you don't really need Nicole. She is actually, but you need Magla and Fangrim and Lacroix. So these are the 3 key components you really need. Then you can set it up depending on what you have. If you don't have this set up, it's no point trying to use your best team. They will just melt, like against opponents like this, they will just melt. It's no point having any healer if you're just going to be stuck with the Fangrim's Vortex. Don't bother with a healer. It's a much better using your level 1 basically Dorian or something else that could actually do some difference. If you manage to hook and grab one of these opponents and kill it before it's too late, well, then you actually destroyed the setup, the key composition of the opponent, and that might be actually enough. So it's actually better removing your healer if you're not strong enough. If you are and think you can take a lot of waves, just like Cole here, well, then you can have healers, but otherwise it's no point. You will just stand there in the vortex like this and just melt until you die. Try to bring something else to the team. A lot of ranges. Daeva is good for this. Dorian is good if you manage to hook and grab something. You don't have a lot of time before you get stuck in that vortex and you're basically dead. But sooner or later, the fatigue will tear on the opponent, and then a simple Dorian with a hook and grab might even kill one of these opponents, and then at least we can continue the fights. So Cole here, I think he kills almost 40 opponents, 40 heroes, so 8 teams before he dies of the fatigue, basically. And further on, I'm actually in the loop here as well, and with basically the same team set up. I also managed to melt a lot of these opponents. before they actually run out, so I can't see exactly how far I will get, but we will get far. We were actually in our guild getting close to, we were actually going to pass XII that was fourth on this event, but unfortunately in my case I had to leave in the middle of the late evening because my kid, we're actually going to a birthday party, and I couldn't follow because my wife currently have corona as well, and I'm stuck with another kid here. So we had a friend who could drive my son to the party, and they were playing, and then they were playing with the piñata, and for some reason this other girl thought it's a good idea to use Vincent's head as a piñata, my son. So he took a big hit and actually started bleeding a lot. So we had to go to the emergency. He got cut, and I actually had to do some stitches as well. So it got messy that day. But we got 5th place. Good going. All of these 6 guild that got so far. This is a really tough competition on these 12 servers. So I'm up next, and I will basically take down all of the rest of the opponents with the same team setup. This is what you want: Fangrim and Magla. I am going to show you another fight after this one, just for you guys to see more or less what opponents and team compositions everyone is using. That fight was actually quite interesting, that I will show after, because I really early on lose Bishop, one of the heroes in my team. So I only have 4 men, but that's actually enough to take down 30 opponents, 6 teams, with only 4 hero team. Just to show you the key heroes, how strong they can be. It's kind of crazy, 4 men taking down 6 teams. And it's 6 team against really strong opponents. We're talking I think it was XYY. So the 4th, 2nd ranked guild when it comes to Heart of Tenebris at least. So here's my team, and it's works solid. I still don't have the strongest heroes leveled up maxed yet. Lacroix is 131, so can still give him better gear once he get leveled up. But basically you need a lot of, it's simple to say you just, oh, get these heroes and it's done deal. It's not. You need the energy regen gear on basically all your heroes, need really high energy regen. And safe to say you need armor on your heroes that are in the front as well, so they can take a hit. I've seen Bishop in other team setup getting one-shotted on the first hit by Sadaharu. Well, then it's no point at having him if you don't have high armor. Just to take that first hit. Once you manage to get the vortex going like this, you won't get hit, so then it's not as important. But for the first hits, you need some armor as well. My bishop has 80 armor, he's maxed out, for example. And you need some really high energy regen gear and energy on hit gear, and attack speed, of course, on all of your heroes. So once all of them got the gear for it, well, then you're good to go. So now we're out of opponents, so I didn't get to see how far I could get with this team at this fight, but at least it went well. So let's check another one that was quite interesting, since we actually got There's no waves here because we got attacked at once. At some time we actually were having six different attacks on us at the same time simultaneously, and we only have 4 towers, I think. But there was a queue of opponents waiting. Once one guild was over, the next one just ran in and attacked again, so we never got the time to restore our health and stuff like that. So really insane event, but this was quite fun actually to see that with only 4 heroes I actually managed to take down, I think, 6 teams. So Magla, Lacroix, Fangrim, and Nicole, really strong team setup if you have them 4 together with good energy regen gear, of course. So it's my turn after Witwiz. Tried on my second account. If you don't have the resources to upgrade all of these heroes to max, not everyone has the potential, but maybe you have already Sadaharu and Daeva, and also Ulfuria, and these 3 actually works really nice together with Fangrim and Magla as well, so that's a really strong team. I use that on Prometheus. But here you can see actually I will be losing Bishop, and my team will actually be quite damaged and low on health. So it's a 4-man team with low health against 6 waves, which just shows how OP this setup can be if you got the gear for it. And the abilities, you need to level up your abilities as well. So here goes, 4 team, and they're just going to destroy everything in their way. Four-man team, so strong. So quite solid. Getting that fatigue now will be harder, especially against strong opponents. So this team will fall, but 4-man did well. Here's the team I was talking about as well. Everyone has Sadaharu, Ulfuria, and Daeva more or less from early on, I guess. So just use Magla and Fangrim in this composition and it can work fine. Here it didn't, but it's not easy meeting these opponents with the Fangrim if they have the energy before you have. So that's not strange, but this team is actually really strong. I've beaten many waves with this team as well. Well, this maybe give you a glimpse on how it looks on server. I actually don't remember if we are server 36 these days, but the merged server at least. See you guys.